Welcome back to Android Weekly. My name is Jayce, and this past week was a slow news week in the world of Android. That's why I thought I would come out here in this glorious day and talk to you about what the is wrong with Samsung. I didn't swear there, I just like to go makes me feel better. Well, that didn't work out too well because the bugs were eating me alive. But that won't stop me from sharing with you what I think Samsung needs to do right now. How many people do you know that have the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and don't love it? I don't know anyone. That's right, they pioneered the phablet market as we know it. They know how to create sexy products that market themselves, that get people talking about them. They can do it, but they're inconsistent. Samsung, who designed this? Who thought this would look good on my wrist? We need a consistent design language that is distinctly Samsung. Do you remember that ad from a couple years ago where Samsung called it the next best thing when they were referring to the Samsung Galaxy S3, and they created this great ad where they were suggesting that the iPhone was your parents' phone and the new hit phone was the Galaxy series phones. That's right, but you know what? Those marketing executives that produced that are now gone to Motorola. Yeah, so they're gone, and we're not getting a consistent message anymore. I mean, with the release of the Samsung Galaxy S5, there was a whole bunch of conflicting leaks proving that Samsung's not managing their message. And then 3 months later, they come out with another so-called S5 flagship phone. That is not a consistent message. That just pisses people off. We need a consistent message from you, Samsung. Number 3, I think Samsung should release Tizen. That's right, set it free, let it fly. Now, for those of you who don't know, Tizen is Samsung's alternative mobile operating system that could one day compete with Android. I'm not suggesting that Samsung should do away with Android altogether, possibly release Tizen on a select number of phones in a select particular market, let's say Japan or Korea, for example, which have very strong mobile cultures, and potentially build up a marketplace around those phones and see how it goes. Putting all your eggs in one basket for Android could be a bad choice in the long term. Samsung has the manufacturing power to do that. Release it now in a small market, see how it goes. Number 4, and by far the most important, is all about why. That's right. There is a fantastic book called Start With Why that deals with this very topic. It's by author Simon Sinek, and you can search on YouTube for some fantastic talks. He gives you a summary of his book. But it's all about how individuals, families, and businesses, if they want to be successful, they have to start with why. Why do they do what they do? Some of you are going to say, well, Jayce, Samsung does what it does to make money. That's what all companies do. No, no, no. That is a result. That is not a why. That's not why Samsung executives and designers and engineers get up in the morning. No. Why do they do what they do? What is their reason for being in business? So, for example, Steve Jobs is very good at this, and it has infiltrated the Apple culture. If you ask Steve Jobs, why do you do what you do? Without missing a beat, he would say, I want to change the world by creating a bicycle for the mind. He meant it in his mind and heart, and you knew it. He lived it, and that showed in the products that he created. Not all of you like Apple products, but you can't deny that Steve Jobs knew his why, and he became one of the most successful business technologists ever because of it. Thanks for watching, Android Army. My name is Jayce. Love to connect with you here on Google Plus or Twitter. I read all your comments at replies, and I will answer the ones that I can. I would love for you to put your questions, if you have any Android questions, over in the Android Authority forums. I'm much more likely to use them in the Android Q&A show. You don't want to forget about my brothers in Android, Josh, Joe, and the Tech Ninja Kevin, Chris, and Lon. Yes, we're working for you to try and create the best Android content we can. I shall see you next week on Android Weekly.